Hello, hello. Happy Masturbation Monday. And it is the 13th day of May Masturbation Month. And I'm not sure if you noticed, but Instagram removed me from posting a picture. And then for like 5 days, I was not able to post anything. And then I tried to do like a minute video to post. They wouldn't let me do that. And then finally I was able to post a picture. So not sure if you missed me or noticed. I hope you did. But lots of hot topics happening, and again, I'm always trying to be on here for like 5-10 minutes, but then I start talking and it's like, Okay, so a couple main things I want to talk about is voting is sexy. And you know, I don't like talking about it, but politics is my life because I'm in the sex industry. And if I'm removed by just going like this, or like this, like I can get removed and I could be just talking about breast health and massaging your breasts. We can't even go to the massage parlor, a regular one, and get massaged. And to me, it's just part of our body and movement and health and sexual health. So vote, register. We have over a year to just get ready for this 2020. But the reason why is this whole Georgia, abortion. Again, if you really know, most cities, a lot of states have so many rules in America that it's really illegal. It's just now that they have Kavanaugh on, they want to make it illegal for everywhere forever. I'm not sure. So this is why it is so important to register now. I'm so sick of people are like, oh, I didn't wait. Well, guess what? We have a year and a half. And then voting is sexy. So what is sexy? A lot of people don't even hear sexy. They hear sex. Well, I was a stripper for many, many years, and I teach striptease lap dance lessons. And every time I would say striptease lap dance lessons, they only heard stripper, striptease, naked. And again, I have to realize men, again, women crave sex and think about sex. But men, it's just part of you guys, and that's fine. But like even on these sites, I get removed because it may be too sexy. And I'm realizing Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or right now Craigslist, are G, like not even PG, maybe PG and G, but not PG-13, not rated R. So where do I go? Well, one, you need to research. This is why voting is so important. Trump. Conservatives want everything to be no women's rights, no human rights. It's supposed to be all for them. And you have to think about this because sexy is learning and loving yourself, getting to know yourself, masturbating. And masturbating means self-love, self-touch, self-care, self-confidence, getting to know your body, getting to know your, every part of your body that is not just sexual. Because if you do think, oh, this is just sexual, and you're not learning it as a healthy part of your whole body and your vulva and your vagina and your ass and your in between your toes, I bet you would. Again, because it's so vanilla on these platforms, I have been trying to figure out how I could be rated maybe PG-13 and rated R through camming, through Patreon. I'm a little nervous that Patreon's gonna one day shut down for me posting a topless photo or showing a topless video of breast health and massaging a stomach and connection. And like, again, when I say masturbation, when I say sexual health, when I say sex education, it is really loving and learning and building you up to love who you are first. So, how long have I been on? 5 minutes? How much longer do you want to hear me for? But you don't do that, LMAO. It doesn't mean that I don't do that, but I don't do it on here. But I do offer all different coaching sessions, and I do love the whole talks thing because we can have sex, we can have intercourse, we can have touch, we can have this, but if we don't start figuring out who we are right here, and that is scary, that is change, that is maybe losing parts of your whole life that you never would like to lose, and that's why we stay with a partner, that's why we stay with a job, that's why we don't change anything. And so what I do with coaching is getting you to really think about peeling those layers of what your family expects you to be, what your religion and what your politics and what your friends and family. Can you talk about peg? Not today. If you're interested in pegging, I would love to maybe have a blog on it and the safety parts of it and the different ways about pegging. But overall, no, today's a different topic. But yes, thank you. And then you can, if you email me and also ask me some questions, sometimes you'll get lucky and I'll do it on here, or I'll write a blog on it. And that's another thing, like, again, when I say Instagram, it's not like the pictures if you go like this. It is, oh, that's peg? Email me, because I didn't know that's what, I've heard of pegging, but I've never heard post-ejaculate guilt. So, well, that peg thing. So yes, please email me. This is why I need to like focus. This is why it's so important to like really think just differently, not what you think is not right. You just may have never thought a different way. But common sense and love and connection and touch is leaving us. So like, because it's fear-based. And so it's like, how can we change this? Is there going to be an explosion of conservatives winning this race? They are winning right now. And I will say, I hate to say it because I don't want to jinx it, but at this moment, I don't think any of the people who are running for president can beat Trump. Couple reasons. People love that orange-headed man. I'm not sure why. I know why. But they love what's happening. They want this world to be how they want it to be, and they don't want it to be open-minded. And it comes down to religion, and then the men in power, and the men don't want to give up power. Well, we need young folks between 18 and really 35 to register and vote, because you guys are educated and knowing like what this whole internet thing and you can, and you, when you're writing me, I don't I can't focus. I would love, but I'm like, send hearts. I could deal with that. Or something like that. So, this is my ADD. Again, your small steps. If you don't realize the small steps he's doing with the FOSTA-SESTA bill last year, that was lowering what women are and women's rights and saying it was really the fear of sex trafficking. Well, there's pros and cons. There's a pro and con of this sex strike. I think it's because of the Georgia bill. Well, the thing is, we have fear that abortion is really illegal. It's so hard to get an abortion. It's so hard to find a clinic who offers abortion because of all these rules from conservatives over the many years. So with Kavanaugh in office, they're like, fuck, we finally got this guy in office who will change this law if Trump is if he wins in 2020. So think about like the people who are running. One, it's not going to be a lady. It's not going to be a black person. It's not going to be a gay person. It's going to be someone who's middle ground, who can, like, who gets what the Trump people want, but also wants a change. And they say Biden, I hope Biden could be like, well, he has to be the front runner because these other people, I just want him out. And because if you really want these chatterbaits and Instagram and dating sites and strip clubs, and again, this is a way to let go and release and love and connect, because you're not touching your significant other or holding hands as much. We have our damn phones in our hands. So let's start thinking about these hot topics that will affect you and your family. And you think it's not, but it's already affecting Craigslist and Backpage. When Backpage closed down, I was advertising striptease lap dance lessons on there 10 years ago. I built my striptease lap dance business through marketing for free on those two sites. And yes, others, but those were my two avenues. And overnight, because of that FOSTA-SESTA bill, it closed down. Like so many people's jobs who are masseuse, to sex coaches, to tantra teachers, anything. And most of this is legal, but they want to keep it illegal because, again, They don't want women to have rights, and they don't want people, human to have rights. They want to be the white men, the ones who are holding on, and the religious people, thinking that this is the right way. But deep in your heart, if you freaking break the barriers of what your family wants, does it sound like I support the Trump government? I'm a sex coach who's been removed on so many platforms because of it. Oy, 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 no. But, oy, 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 yes, I'm Jewish, and I don't get how anyone who's Jewish can like him unless you'd like to be below a man. The man's the leader. The woman likes to be under them because they don't want to be the breadwinner or anything like that. And money, power, control with being in property. Ha ha ha. Again, it's all politics and bullshit. But I know things are going to hit the fan if we have him as president again. And people are like, 4 more years won't ruin it. Well, women's rights? Like, I have an IUD. I was on birth control for 20 years, but now realizing, like, the religious friends of mine, they cannot have condoms in their house. If the family found out there was a packet of birth control or anything that they went to a gynecologist, you couldn't do that. And so, thank you. So, I wasn't saying I'd have condoms in my high school, in my house growing up, but it's happening still in 2019. And I was stripping in 1998 I started stripping, and they were trying to close the strip clubs down then. They were trying to find any way, because the religious people want everything and anything their way through what? No bars open, no alcohol, no. And you think these are not happening? These are small steps unless we get this fucker out. Thank you. So the whole sex strike, and it's so funny because this kind of thing has happened, any kind of strike has happened so many times over the years. And the thing about the sex strike, and if this is long for you, you could put this in your ears and listen to it like a podcast when you're going to bed or whatever, because I'm going to figure out how I can put these in a podcast and a video and all that. I'm still switching this to Facebook, to YouTube, so you could watch this again. So the sex strike is happening because Alyssa Milano, after the Georgia thing, and again, like, she thinks it probably sounds right, but when it comes down to anything that's, we always push things to the side. The whole Me Too thing, we're not figuring out why people are doing this, and then yes, there are going to be victims, and yes, there are going to be people who get off on this, but why are they getting off on it? Let's figure out the reasons instead of pushing things to the sideline like we're really good at. I could talk about so many other things, that this world is just it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, and we have now a voice through all these platforms if we want to speak up. And if you really want to, like, not really be part of politics, but voting is sexy. Just tell people to register, tell people to vote, tell them to figure out what is sexy to them. Are they sexy because they're confident, because they're brave, because they're worth it? You are that. You are sexy. You are loyal. You are kind. You are amazing. So when it comes down to the sex strike, you believe in yourself. And if you want to be with these people still who have sex, one, you don't want to probably be having sex with people who do not have women in their best interest and believe in women's rights and believe in human rights. If they believe in that, others, I'm not saying don't have sex with them, but maybe open a chapter and start talking. I don't have long enough hair to make a bun. There's a list crawler. I don't know. So what else do I want to talk about before I go? But there's always a pro and con about everything. And we have to think what is right for each individual person instead of what you think is right through religion and money, power, control. Because things can change, and it's going to change, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that since Trump is in office, he's just the clown where all the conservatives behind the closed doors are changing this whole dynamic. I I think you need to get coaching with me, and then we could talk about all different topics. So today is number 13, Masturbation Monday. Again, it means taking time out of your day just for you. Breathing, connecting, learning, loving, talking, sharing about these important subjects, because I don't want you to be like in 5 years like, fuck, I didn't think of this. Well, why didn't you think of this? Because it wasn't common sense to you. You were thinking about, oh, I need to look good in front of my family because I don't want to lose that. Oh my God, I don't want anyone to lose their family. But who are you? What do you want? And if you have a say of these important topics, you need to speak up. And kids, young ones who already know, like, come on, this is common sense. You need to talk to your elders about like things that changed in this world, and they have to wake up that we're all fluid, that we're all like, there doesn't have to be a label of if we're into men or women. That's what the Bible says. That's what the church says. That's what religion says. Could it be? You know, you're going to make your own choices, but okay, I'm going to go because I can go on many tangents and I don't want to bore you because there's so many good topics I can talk about. And it's funny because the sex strike, I want you to look at both sides. I want you to look at both sides of FOSTA SESTA and what a sex positive sex coach would say. And also the whole abortion thing, we need to look into realizing that it's pretty much illegal. And now that we have conservatives and Kavanaugh in the Supreme Court, it's just going to get worse and worse for anyone who's a woman. It's going to get worse and worse for most human beings unless they're supporting this way. So have a wonderful, sexy Monday. It is raining out, and I always try to say I'm going to be on live every day. Would you like that? I'm getting more and more comfortable, and you keep on saying hello and what topics, and hopefully you'll hear them on here, or I do offer coaching, so you can even talk to me on there. So bye guys, have a wonderful, wonderful night.